Alrighty, y'all. So obviously, tomorrow morning we're gonna have the official release of ZWEI. She does come out at 2 in the morning. I don't know if I'm gonna be up. I don't care enough to be up. 2 in the morning for this character's kit because she is not a character I would say is bad, but she's a character that's just not like, if you have her, it's game changing, and that's kind of the should you summon for her, because she's not necessarily a bad character, but she's not like a great character as well, right? But she has some stuff that is different. So we're gonna talk about if you should be summoning for, you guys cannot see me, for ZWEI. Now, obviously she is a shotgun burst 1 character. Now, any character that comes into the game that happens to be a shotgun character, the first thing people look at is a meta team that I don't want to say meta because I wouldn't say it's meta, but they look at a team that is already established, which is known as the shotgun team. Now, obviously, I've been seeing people say they're gonna replace Alice on the team for this character. This character is not going on the a shotgun team. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. This is like, she's not going on the shotgun team. To put her on the shotgun team, you would have to either pick between her and Tove's burst skill. And honestly, Tove's burst skill is just 10 times better than this girl's, right? She gives all allies the pierce damage buff, and then she does damage herself. What Tove does is, for shotgun characters, she gives them like 24% attack, but it's like mirrored. So it's so hard to explain. Let me just pull it up. So basically, if she has like 3 stacks of whatever, then rather than it be 24, it'd be 24 times 3, or like it's a very weird to explain, right? So it mirrors the stack count of temporary modifications. So if temporary modification goes up to 3, right? If temporary modification was at 2, this would be 24% times 2, right? Because you would have this stack. So whatever the stack count is, you basically times that by the final number. It's really gonna be like very hard to like really get used for this character. I feel like this character is gonna have is gonna struggle, right? One thing she's very useful for is Pierce, though, right? If I could find, oh, they don't have Pierce over here. That's unfortunate. But one of the things that she has that's big is her Pierce. That's kind of her whole gimmick, right? So if you enter a full burst, pierce damage for 1 shot, you get a pierce buff for the entire full burst from her first skill and her burst skill, and then she gives like a crit rate buff. She's kind of for like, I don't want to say she's meant for nuking, but for people who are trying to do cool stunts where it's like you use Snow White, right? Snow White, you just charge up the max percentage and then let everything fly after. That's where this character would come in handy for. But even still, that's just for fun. Nobody in their right mind is doing all that stuff for actual content, right? That's just for fun, right? But it would be a very good combination because obviously Snow White already gets a pretty big crit buff, right? Crit rate buff on top of 18% for 5 seconds. It's no joke. So ZWEI is really going to be helpful for someone like Snow White in that aspect. I don't think the problem, what I would say is, I don't think there's enough characters in the game where it's like her having pierce damage and all that stuff is really that useful, right? Like when you look at the characters with Pierce, there are some very good characters. You have Alice, you have Red Hood. These are characters with Pierce, but it's like these are characters who already have established teams. Even if you were looking for multiple solo raid teams at this point, every update is a new multiple. Like, I'm sorry, you only need 5 teams for solo raid. Every update, the new character is a character who can go on your solo raid team. Like, you don't need this character. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. You don't need this character. Honestly, to summon on this character would honestly be a waste. Like, I don't mean no disrespect for anybody who likes this character or whatever, but to summon on this character would genuinely be a waste. Because it's like, what is the point? Even I might skip. I'll do whatever multi I have. I think I have 1 multi. I'll do my 1 multi, but if I don't get in that 1 multi, I'm good. This will be like that. Generally, the first banner, I don't care about the character, right? It's just, there's nothing here for me to care about. One thing I do like, though, is the recover. After 5 normal attacks, recover 7% of cover HP. That's at level 10. That's still pretty good. And that's at level 10. But it's like litter. Like, her being a burst 1, you got to also compare her to other burst 1s. Like, who are you replacing on the team? D Killer Wife? No. Litter? No. right? Who are you? Dorothy? Where's Dorothy? Dorothy's somewhere here. Dorothy, no. Right, like, who are you replacing as that main burst one for this character? It's just not worth it. It's really not worth it. Her burst skill is a joke as well because it's a damage dealing effect, I feel like, right? I feel like to give her this effect at level 10, and then it's like her damaging buffs don't even help her herself deal damage, right? She's a supporter, obviously, but make the supporter a full support. I don't think that's hard to do. Make the supporter a full support. They have this problem lately. They've been having this problem in Nikke where supporters, for some god-awful reason, get attacking abilities, right? And it only really worked out for Summer Anise, but supporters in general do not need you cannot tell me why ZWEI needs to have this effect. You could say she's a pierce buffer, but because she's a pierce buffer to pierce units, does not mean they had to give her an effect that's going to do god-awful damage. It's a waste of an ability. This whole line of text right here, effect stuff, change the weapon, charge time 1.5, deals 50% fall attack, 300% of damage, 1 round effect pierce. It's a waste. It genuinely was a waste of text, right? They could have done so much better here. But what do you expect? She's an Elysion character, right? Chad, I made a video about this the other day. You guys said I was crazy. We can keep looking. You tell me when you're satisfied with this category. This category gets dunked on. D-Killer Wife is all they have. Privity is all they have. They're getting dunked on, bro. Elysion is getting dunked on. Honestly, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Should you even put this character on your wish list? Like, if your goal is to collect every character, sure. If your goal isn't to collect every character, you have no point. Like, this character, I wouldn't even say is worth putting on the wish list, bro. Cause I'm sorry, I'm not gonna keep feeding you guys this nonsense of she could just go on this team, right? Like, eventually every character in the game that comes out could end up going on a solo raid team, right? If that was if that was just gonna be the reasoning, I just tell you to something for every single character, right? This character actually does make sense though for solo raid though, because it's like pierce, one shot, pierce damage buff, crit rate buff. Like, it's quite simple for her to understand about this character, but I just don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth spending your gems on. There's this collab coming up as well. Anniversary's around the corner. We still haven't gotten our duo this year after Rosanna and Sakura. If we even count those as duos, which I think we would. So you guys let me know. But it's your boy Zxous. I would say skip. I would say skip on ZWEI. It's your boy Zxous. I'm gonna see you guys next one. I'm out. Bye.